guys have your constitutions. It's in your constitution. Why do you think it's important? You should pull it up and read. Is it the fourth? Alright, so another 10 seconds. Okay, bring it back. Guys, which amendment has to do with this idea of property rights? That the government has to respect your property rights. Yes? It's the Fourth Amendment. Can you read it out to the group for us?
The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and protect against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized.
Very good. So can the government just seize your property without having some type of due process? No, right? They can't do that. So in the case of Barrett versus Baltimore, I know they were like kind of scaring bones here for the explanation, but he had a waterfront property. And the government, the state government, was trying to divert water away from his property. But if they divert that water away from his property, he no longer can make money because his business was dependent on the waterfront. Okay? So he sued the state of Maryland and he said, no, this is a violation of my Fourth Amendment right. You're actually taking away my waterfront property. That is my property. Okay? So he sues the state of Maryland. But what is their defense? What are they saying? What is their defense? Yeah.
That the Bill of Rights doesn't apply to their state.
That the Bill of Rights doesn't apply to their states. What? Do you think that that's problematic, guys?
Yes.
Why? Why is that a problem? Like, even though this is back in the early 1800s, why is this an issue? Yeah.
This is an issue because it's like if all these states are basically going against the normal amendments, it's like you can get away with anything basically, and you can always add to your own bill, like the state, like leaders can always add to their own bill of rights and stuff like that, so it can always go against the natural.
Very good. Now, this is the first time that we're going to get the Supreme Court making an interpretation as to whether or not the Bill of Rights applies to all citizens or what. So I want everyone to go to the preamble. Okay? When you read the preamble of the Constitution, I want you to think about two terms. Okay? Please write these down. Originalist versus constructivist. Please write this note down before you do this assignment. Originalist versus constructivist. These are two different terms. Okay? These terms refer to how you can interpret the Constitution when you read it. Which one of these two terms do you think means when you read the Constitution, you only decipher exactly what you see? Yes?
The originalist.
It's the originalist. So you're like someone that like you go right by the books. If it says it there, you don't try to do any interpretation, you're an originalist. So now what do you think a constructivist would do? They read something, how might they approach that? Yeah. They could look at the time period, very good. They could look at the context of that amendment with others, for example, right? And they can make meaning out of different amendments. So I want you guys to read this the same way that the original Supreme Court read it, which is you're originalist. You're not constructivist. Okay? Please read the preamble, the first paragraph only, and then tell me why do you think that the Supreme Court might make an interpretation that the Bill of Rights actually does not apply to all citizens. Please take 2 minutes.